Látunk nálad is nagy fekete
She's still
képernyőn.
alive. The other can't be far away.
Taking a nap in the sun.
Typical royalty. You had me worried there for a while.
Hát persze, csak szúnyogál.
You just sit tight, princess.
Lehet ez volt az a sivatagos hely, ahol izét, a Dartot vagy ki az Isten teleportálták.
Ja. Igen, a gátot, meg a rívert is.
River innen szedte azokat a szörnyikéket, amik ott az arénájába hokiztunk.
Igen.
Jöttünk az énvérekhez.
The young one will be fine. She is strong. We need to tend to the older one at once.
Hang in there, Walter.
Se jól vagyok.
Nem tudom, nekem ilyen videó van, valami város mutogatni.
Nekem is amúgy.
Repül a madár, fél utam megáll a levegőbe. Aztán úgy döntött, tovább indul.
Ja, meg szúnyogál.
Hey, boy.
You are
De
awake.
persze a kutyád nem van.
My name is Kaylin, and you are in the city of Aurora. I have much to tell you.
Walter? How is he?
He is fortunate to be alive, but we have seen his condition before. We may be able to help him.
Is there another of my friends here? I thought I saw in the desert.
A devilishly handsome soldier by the name of Ben Finn? Not dead yet, my friend.
Please, come with me.
Don't worry, he's a tough old nut. He'll pull through.
A Buddha zenétől nem hallok.
It's so good to see you.
Beszélnek.
When I was fished out of the local port and Walter
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
were there, I thought it was all over. Then I realised I was being an
Jó,
arse.
mondjuk csak félig
I
van.
worked my charms to get a search party out for you. Not that Kaelin here needed much persuading.
We are accustomed to misfortune.
Milyen vogánykor,
Now
meg
it is
izgalma
time that
hátán.
you saw our city.
Welcome to Aurora, the city of nightmares.
Nagyon biztató.
The crawler did this. The being you fought in the desert caves. It appeared 5 years ago, bringing darkness and death. The few of us who still live have known nothing but fear since. We never know when it will come. And we cannot hope to defeat the creature and its spawn without an army. Even with someone like you by our side, Ben Finn speaks most highly of you. But you are not the first savior to come here. Please, walk down to our streets. See for yourself. Then we may talk more.
Go ahead. I've seen enough already. I'll check up on Walter.
Questo. Ott van egy
I
quest.
will try to honor you always, Father. I will do as you taught me. I will carry myself with strength you gave me, and I will try to lead our people as you led them. You stood against the darkness and were an example to us all. Your courage lives on in the hearts of every Auroran. I hope I will not disappoint you. Your ever-loving daughter, Kaylin.
I wish to leave a record of my survival in testament to those who did not. Last night, the crawler descended upon Aurora again. We believed ourselves to be ready. We believed we would be safe when it returned. But no one is truly safe anymore. I watched through a window as my neighbors were torn out of their homes by those creatures. That they operate in darkness is a blessing, for I could not see what was done to them. Only hear their screams and the crawler's laughter. And then they came to my house. The walls trembled, the floor shook. I was certain this was to be my last day. And surely it would have been, had dawn not begun to break. We are not ready for its return.
I am trying to forget the night the darkness first came.
Jó, hogy nem tudod felvenni a
We
papírt,
were
ami nem
different
fejezve
people then.
beszédet a csávó.
We each walked to our homes as daylight faded. From the port where we carried that day's bounty from the sea.
Pillanat, mindjárt jövök.
From the shops where we had bought and sold food and clothes and jewelry. From the tavern where we had celebrated friendships and small triumphs. Or drank away small failures. From the temple where we had tended to the city's soul. Yes, we were a different people then. And we can never forget.
Akkor miért vagytok itt, hogyha ennyire fenyeget titeket
I hear
rólam?
its voice still calling me. The crawler and the darkness it brings took my parents, my 2 brothers and their wives. Yet it never takes me. It delights in taunting me with their memory. It calls me a coward. But no more. I have decided to go into the desert at next dawn. I will slay the crawler or be at one with my family again.
Na, elragadt a
I hear its voice still calling me. The crawler and the darkness it brings took my parents, my 2 brothers and their wives. Yet it never takes me. It delights in taunting me with their memory. It calls me a coward. But no more. I have...
You are the one who survived the desert night.
Yes.
We have not had much fortune with outsiders. But as you can see, fortune deserted us long ago. You have come to a cursed land.
What are you doing here? Everybody else seems to be hiding.
I am honoring the dead. My wife and my child. And I stand here because I do not fear joining them.
I'm sorry.
You may read their memorials if you wish. There are many elsewhere. On statues, doorways,
Most óvalgattam még.
wherever a memory will allow itself to live on. My wife and my daughter. You were taken from me by that which dwells in darkness. And darkness is all that is left in my life. I am thankful only that you knew little of the horror that has taken over our city since
Mindenkinek a
then.
családját rabolták
Reyna
el.
and Bale. You are in my thoughts always.
Now you know what we have suffered. But as I said before, you are not the first outsider to come here.
Who was the other?
His name was Logan, the King of Albion.
Seems your big brother's been keeping secrets. He used to go on expeditions all the time, remember? Until about 4 years ago.
He too faced the crawler. He saw all his soldiers killed by the darkness and nearly died himself. But he survived thanks to our care. He left with a promise that he would return with an army and save us from the crawler. We never saw him again. King Logan did not cause this, but he did nothing to stop it. Now I ask that you do what he
Nem
did
hiszem,
not.
hogy Logannek
Ben Finn has
célja
told us of
lenne,
your
hogy
quest, of
tegyen
your
bármit
revolution.
is.
There are not many warriors left among us, but we have ships, and we are willing to fight beside you. Not because your brother wronged us, nor because we thirst for revenge, but because we want protection. We require aid if we are to survive. That is the promise you must make. Help us to rebuild Aurora and allow it to become a...
Játékos születeltetve van.
Ja, mert
part of your kingdom, not a colony, not a thing to be used, but a place with a voice in your court. Will you make this promise?
Kösz. Csak nem mentett el. Mi?
Mondjuk úgyis ide joinolsz, elvileg. Persze, hogy megígérem neki.
I promise.
Then let us go to war.
You have survived a terrible ordeal, but you will be the stronger for it. With Kaelin and the Auroran people on your side, you are finally ready to face your brother. It is time for you and Walter to gather your allies and take Bowerstone Castle.
És ez itt micsoda? Pengéi varázslat. Még ezután van láda. Ott van a varázslat, a puska, meg a kard. Vagyis hát a közelharci fegyver. Értem. Nagyon, hát szerintem nem. Mágiát nem fejlesztem, mert nem is nagyon használom. Ezek az 5-ös szintű ilyen dolgok. Tehát most nem sütök piteit, vagy ilyesmi. És szerintem meghagyom ezeket a pecséteket. Most gondolom, ha ezt elhagyom, akkor tovább megy a sztori.
Nyomjál, nézd, nem úgy is.
How is he? Is he gonna make it?
I do not know. The darkness is deep within him. Few ever wake.
But he's improving. I mean, you're doing your thing and he's getting better, right?
I do not wish to give you false hope.
Perhaps it would be better if we allowed him to rest.
Don't worry, he's a tough old nut. He'll pull through.
Oh, balls to you all. You're not burying me just yet.
See? I told ya!
Yes. Shame my first sight had to be your ugly mug.
I'm sorry I left you, Walter.
You did all you could. And don't think I don't know it. I told you you'd make me proud. Well, we didn't exactly find the army we were hoping for. And I feel about 100 years older than when we left, but we're finally ready. You've surpassed every hope I had for you. You're the queen Albion needs. So come on. It's time to gather your generals and prepare for battle. You know, maybe I'll take a little nap first.
The promise you made to Kaelin is now on the wall.
I've been there. In a great balloon. It's amazing. And almost never rains. Spells and that, I know them all. Cuisine, every dish ever prepared. I've eaten it. Inventions, that was me. I invented them. Oh, and I write this book. Not impressed? Well, you would be if you knew I was illiterate. And paralysed. And blind.
Welcome.
Annyi. Ja csak kettő gróm van itt. Egyet ugye találtam, csak nem tudtam szétlőni.
To the sanctuary.
Mert hogy nem veszi elő a fegyvert most, gondolom a script miatt, vagy nem tudom.
All right, I've got it. I take a small group of soldiers down this route and blow up the west barracks. It will draw their attention and open up the main route.
How's that better than my idea?
We will live longer than a few seconds.
Oh, well, now you're just picking holes.
Give it up, boy. What I want to know is what my men need to do.
That's for the future queen to decide.
Paige knows the city best. We'll follow her plan.
Fine. I only put mine forward to annoy her anyway.
I see you've really matured on your travels. If you look at the map, we can go through the details.
My ships will take you to the beach here.
We can expect heavy mortar fire, but most of Logan's soldiers will be busy dealing with Paige and her men.
I want to be in the thick of the smoke, and the fire, and the glory. If Paige takes the west route, it's only fair I take the east.
Which leaves the center to us. Less chance of getting lost.
Then we're agreed.
Are you sure you're up to this, Walter?
Oh, don't worry about me. I may feel old and tired, but the day hasn't come yet when I can't charge into a good old-fashioned fight. Let the battle for Albion begin.
Micsoda csata lesz.
Our people are getting torn to shreds out there. They need our help.
We need to take care of that mortar.
We've already lost one ship. Kaelin's gonna be next. Come on.
Let's go!
That one was a right bugger. Glad you got him.
Great parry!
Szóval volt erre nézem, amit csinál. A pár faszát dögöttél van meg a sivatagba.
They might be faceless, but they're still beautiful shot. He's not getting back up, that's for sure.
Defend your...
The king wants this one,
Szóval így rohan elő. És is szólja, mi történik. Hogy ki ez? Ja, ez volt, erről.
That's right. Aim where it hurts. Don't show them any mercy. That showed him.
We could really use your help over here.
The mortar's down!
More common soldier!
The Auroran ship should be able to move in closer now. Come on, Kaelin, do your stuff.
Az aztán mesterlövés célzás volt az ágyúval.
A bit of close combat. This is more like it. Recognize old Walter, you hobfather else. Better if you stop asking me. Now let's go. They make good targets, don't they? Another one hits the deck.
A military lesz páncélisznak. Mondjuk nem nagyon volt a páncél, de olyasmi.
De mit csinálnak itt mögött?
Nem tudom, de a karakterem megint nem álljuk meg. Persze, hogy egy kézzel. Ahogy ne.
Nagyon dramatik volt.
Oké.
Akkor belebasztott volni a házba.
Is this not the grandest time you've ever had?
Sabine, you almost blew us up.
You saw a glorious beacon of freedom burning in the night for all the... What is it, Boulder? Oh, bloody hell. Move, move!
It'll take more than a grenade to finish off that old sod.
Meanwhile, let's do what he says and get moving, shall we? That's for tea. And then I'll have your mum.
De, hogy a kutya bement oda.
Oké. Jó, menjetek.
I'm not like those mean gnomes.
Tanáról.
I'm a million
Átment a kerítés.
Stopping me?
We should have a target for these competitions.
The masks won't protect them from a spell like that.
Na, most a falon fog elmenni.
That's what I call marksmanship.
Tudom, mit akar.
Well, that took care of another one.
start! Watch it, the dogs are...
We'll be able to blow this one up. We're supposed to open doors for queens, not the other way around. Shut up, then.
Look, it's Paige. That girl knows how to handle herself. Come on, we're not far from the castle now. We'll meet up with her there.
There's more of them!
A csaj aztán tudja, mitől döglik a légy.
Mármint.
Nem tudom, ezt mondták.
Logan's army, then really make it feel well. Please, we're in a trap. Have you noticed all the houses and doors? We just need to perpetrate a break in. Is that a weapon or a fashion statement? The traitors using some kind of black sorcery against us.
Hol vászolj is megjön.
Come on, Paige, where are you? Paige! Oh, about bloody time!
My men are taking care of the east barracks, but I couldn't leave you out here
És
alone.
még azt mondja, hogy treasure.
That deserves a round of applause.
Lófaszon. Treasure. Oké. Egyszer.
Hét itt át is dobott.
Nem tudtam, hogy ezt így fel lehet nyitni egyszer is.
Szerintem nem lehetne, de... Sikerült.
Did you think we'd be easy to hit?
Elite soldiers, my ass. Have that!
Stay alert. There'll be more coming. We have to find a way past this gate.
Always with the damn gates!
What we need are explosives, but I used mine up on the way here.
If only we knew some sort of tiny, crazy old man who enjoyed blowing things up. Ha ha! Did you see that order? That the whole city bowed to our thunder. Hang on. How did you get to the other side in the first place?
Dwellers have their ways, my boy.
Is there anyone left to kill?
There will be soon. More troops are on the way. Kalian's fleet got a fair few, but not all.
We'll hold them off.
Come on, Boulder, there's more fighting to be done.
Good luck in there. Hope the crown fits.
Let's finish this for good, while I can still stand up on my own.
Oh. És River hol van?
Azt tudom. Remélek végül. Valamint, hogy ezt a beelmenekült, hogy mi volt.
Let's surprise him.
So, this is how it ends. The old fool and the child who ran away. You've finally become the woman I always wanted you to be.
She's a lot more than that, and now she's ready to take your place.
Perhaps the time has come for someone else to lead Albion.
You were never a leader, just another tyrant.
Did it ever occur to you that I may have had good reason to be?
We're not interested in your reasons.
Cower behind ignorance if you will, but my sister deserves to know the truth.
Save it for the trial, Logan. You can beg for your life then.
Ajaj. Most mi történt? Ez volt az endgame.
There she is. The Queen of Albion. You've made it. Just like I always knew you would. It doesn't get any easier, though. You have a country to run now. And with Jasper busy in the sanctuary, you'll need a new personal aide. Someone who can keep you organized. Let me introduce you to...
Hobson. Hobson's the name, Your Majesty. May I say what an extraordinary honor it is to serve you? I have a vast wealth of experience, I assure you, though I have yet to experience vast wealth. That, Your Majesty, is an example of the sense of humor which will no doubt make our time together such a delight.
No doubt. Well, I'll leave you two to get better acquainted. I should begin preparations for the trial.
The trial? Of course. The very first item on today's agenda. Among my other qualities, I am well versed in toadying, public relations, and time management. And I heartily believe the key to being a successful queen is following a well-scheduled royal agenda. If you will permit me, here are today's appointments.
Ítéljük ez Logan Albion egykori királya felett. Hát, jó, meg kell ölni. Határozó politika felől beszélj Rível a lugoskői művekben. Fontold meg a lugoskői régi negyed újraépítésére tett javaslatot.
Most olyat tudsz elmenni, amit megígértél az embereknek. Azt most felül tudod írni egy köcsög átbasztalak.
Your subjects await in the throne room for what is sure to be an historic occasion, Your Majesty.
Na nézzük.
Ja, igen, most én is élhetek a korrupcióval.
All stand to attention for the Queen of Albion.
Elég nyomasztó a zene.
Csak hogy a kurva anyádat nem vagyom, mint Logan.
Logan, former king of Albion, you stand accused today of crimes against the kingdom and its people. Those who brought you to justice will now speak.
There's not a soul alive in the kingdom who hasn't suffered for his glory, and plenty who've died for it. I says, let him have some death of his own.
Look, I'm not one for lopping people's heads off, but we saw Major Swift executed like it was a bloody circus act. He deserves nothing less as far as I'm concerned.
But aren't we better than that? Isn't that why we fought to be here now? I've seen what Logan has done to this city. People starving to death, children forced to work. But killing him now won't solve anything.
It is not my place to decide his fate, but his betrayal condemned many of my people to death. He promised us salvation, and then left us to face the darkness alone.
I had good reason to break that promise, and I had good reason for the crimes you claim I committed. The day I returned to Albion, I received a visit from a blind seer, Teresa, our mother's guide. She showed me the future of this kingdom. The darkness in Aurora is coming here, bringing death, destruction, the end of our way of life. The sacrifices I had to make, I did them to protect Albion. If a few had to suffer, it was to build an army. If a few had to die, it was to save a country. I have spent years preparing for this attack. Let me stand by your side now, and all my soldiers will be yours to command. Let us face the coming darkness, together.
If this is true, if it's really coming here, we are all in grave danger.
You have the power over life and death, sister. Now choose.
Jó, hát nem ölöm meg, de
Your brother's fate is in your hands. The choice is yours, Your Majesty.
Csak így most valaki majd hisziznek érte, valaki meg azt mondja, hogy oké.
This is not the time for revenge. We need your help, Logan.
The Queen has made her decision. Logan's life will be spared.
I know you'll never forgive me for the things I've done. You told me so once, remember?
Of course I do.
But what matters now is that we defend our land. The castle is yours, and so is the throne. I'm glad to be rid of them.
Oké, akkor most kell határozni az adópolitika felől. Hogy lesz ez? Hát most azon kipírosodott, vagy pírosodott a Logan-es dolog.
Hát azt szerintem csak, hogy megmondja.
Igen, hát, ja, én is arra gondoltam.
You have fulfilled the first part of your destiny. You were little more than a child when you left the castle. You have become a hero, a leader, and now, finally, a monarch. But your journey is not yet done. Now you are queen, you can know the truth. Albion will soon be attacked, and the threat could not be greater.
És elmondta neki, hogy meg fogják támadni Albion, bla 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 bla, meg kell védened, bla 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 bla. Steve, ez kóser. Az...
Darkness is coming to our land. It cannot be reasoned with, it cannot be halted.
Hát ugye le se szólt a Logan
ezt a sötétséget. That is why you had to take your brother's place. The course of history demands it. If you do not succeed, everything we know will come to an end.
Ugye mondom azért, hogy oké, hogy ő ezt látta hamarabb, mint te meg tudtál volna, de az, hogy milyen eszközökkel próbáltam megvédeni, az nem jó.
I told you what you needed to know, and I never spoke anything but the truth. With Logan on the throne, Albion would have been doomed. This much I know.
Plusz,
only with a hero wearing the crown do we stand a chance of surviving.
And how do I stop it?
You won't. Its arrival is inevitable. 1 year from now, the darkness will fall upon Albion. All you can do is prepare, and hope to save as many of your people as you can. How you do so is up to you. 2 paths lie ahead. You may keep the promises you have made and be known as a benevolent ruler.
Okay.
But understand that doing so kingdom's protection and may lead you to disaster. It is not easy to be popular and keep the treasury full, unless you are willing to sacrifice your personal wealth. But you may also choose to break those promises, to harm your people in order to save them. You will not lack the means to build the army you need, but you will be hated. This path will cast you in the role of a tyrant, as it did your brother. You have 1 year to do what Logan could not.
Yeah.
Be the ruler that readies Albion for the greatest threat it has ever faced, and be the hero that can stand against it.
Már mennyi szépecsétem van? 35, hát abból lófasz se vesz.
Az meg 100-ba kerül, és 96 ilyen szépecsétem van. A fenébe. Akkor meg lehetne az 5-ös fegyver.
Olyan furán világos azért.
Az uralkodáshoz vezető útra. Ja, gondolom, ez kitesz az elejére. Én akkor 4 szépecsét.
Your Majesty, I'm not sure what to say after receiving such news. The darkness that is coming. People won't understand what it means. Nobody could, without living through it first. We need to prepare. If we can't stop the attack from happening, we have to be ready when it comes. Having Logan's troops on our side is a good start. But you will need to raise a fortune to pay for the army we'll need. Hobson will show you the treasury, and I'm sure he can explain just how to fill it.
Indeed I can.
Then I will leave you to it. Ben and I will begin recruiting and training soldiers at once.
If you will follow me, Your Majesty. Oh, how I have looked forward to this moment. This is it. Albion's royal treasury. The store of the kingdom's total wealth.
Nem sok.
It's, well, not as replete as one would like, but just imagine this room shimmering with hills, valleys, and plateaus of gold. A topography of riches going all the way up to the ceiling. It will require nothing less to build this army everyone is talking about. Which brings us to the second item on today's agenda, and one I'm personally very excited about. Setting the tax rate for the coming year. As you probably know, your brother was taxing the people rather heavily, and some say that this has led to poverty, starvation, and other societal ills. You have 3 clear choices, Your Majesty. 1, lower the tax rate, which one could argue would help the poor and the hungry, but would also leave the treasury in a middle. Very well, Your Majesty. Well, how very noble. Yes, I suppose noble is the word. How very noble of you. The people are no doubt dancing in the streets, and we are bankrupt. You will need to be more ruthless if you wish to save the kingdom, Your Majesty. There are other, less salubrious means of filling the treasury, of course. You may donate your own gold, should you have enough. Though I must say, such charity is unheard of. However you decide to proceed, you should acquaint yourself with the Royal Ledger. It is a logbook that allows the reigning monarch to make deposits and withdrawals from the treasury. A most useful financial tool. But my, look at the time. You really ought to attend to the next item on today's agenda. Riva has a most intriguing proposal for you in Bowerstone Industrial. Now, I know you have had your differences, but it is time to put those behind you and work together. Nobody can raise money like Riva can, I assure you. I have seen to it that your appearance among the populace is well publicized, so expect a crowd.
Fél millió. Akkor az a 400 nem sokat segített volna.
Hát nem, főleg, hogy így is volt, hogy 500 azért nálam.
You remind me of an old friend. He was a twit, just like you.
Én csak azt mondom, hogy izé.
Hey.
You should go somewhere nice and peaceful, like a cemetery.
Jó, nem tudok fegyvert elővenni, úgyhogy tök mindegy. Itt van valami gnóm. Ahogy 740 ezeren van. Hát jó, csak nem tudom, hogy elővenni. Oké.
But you really should consider my offer. How could you deny yourself such an impossibly delicious prospect?
The same way I deny myself all other repulsive things.
Mi ez a szar?
Nem tudom tovább.
Várjál.
Make
Talán
yourself
most
useful, love, and
sikerül.
get me a cup of tea! Sure are a lot of problems in the world. Going to take one big, strong man to make...
Oh, happy day! Her Majesty the Queen of Albion graces us with her radiant presence. I knew last time we met that you would emerge victorious from such public sibling rivalry. And now, here I am, to assist you in filling your coffers till they are fit to burst.
Nagyjából már vagy 5 millió.
What better way to begin your reign than by reinstating one of my most successful policies? There is no greater waste than the idleness of our city's youth. But my employment scheme guarantees children of all ages will have something to occupy them, whilst ensuring our factories are properly manned.
It's just monstrous. Don't listen to him. You promised you would end child labor. Remember that promise now.
And what would you have us do with the snotty little indigents?
The only way Bowerstone is going to climb out of the gutter is through education. Nothing is more important to our future than that. Turn this factory into a school. Give the children of this city the chance they never had.
A school? Well, that's an
Yeah.
original thought. Well, if you'd
Ja,
like to be
igen,
known
csak meg
as a
is elvesz
pauper monarch,
pénzt
then
az
by all
iskola
means,
nyitásra. Jó.
Reaver Industries.
The factory will become a school.
Thank you. We can really start changing people's lives now. This will be an Albion worth fighting for.
I shall begin the necessary modifications at once. Welcome to Reaver Industries Learning Center, Bowerstone Industrial's first ever school. You can now feel secure in the knowledge that your children can become the well-educated automatons you always wanted them to be.
Jó. És akkor még egy dologval rugos köré régi negyed.
Megint egy csomó pénzt el fog venni.
De azt szerintem végén nem is maradt pénz. Jó kezdődik a...
hozni azt a pár százalékot, ami van.
Jó kezdődik a királyság, hogy nincs pénz.
That's a nice doggy. If you like skinny little ugly runts.
De 365 napod van összehozni 6,5 milliót. Azt mondja, hogy 6,5 millió goldot kell összeszedned, és mivel mínusz 200 000 vagy, azt mondja, hogy a várható civil áldozatok száma 6,5 millió.
Hát mondjuk azt eddig is azt írta, hogy 6,5 millió.
Our owner is famous.
Valamint amikor nulla volt, akkor is az volt.
Ja, hát gondolom nullánál ented. Na nézzük, van-e új fegyver vagy valami. Vagy ruha.
Oh my! Hail and
viszont
velvet, your most gracious majesty.
ugyanaz van, ahogy látom.
Ja.
We have a shortage of some
Your
goods.
Majesty.
Great money for anyone who can help out.
Your Majesty.
És ha lejár a 365 nap, akkor mi van?
Attention!
Jön a támadás.
At your service.
It's you! It's really, really, really you!
Your Majesty. Milady.
At your service, my queen. At your orders, ma'am.
Madam.
Greetings, Mom.
Her Majesty, the Queen of Albion.
Greetings, most munificent and mighty sovereign of...
Today, you will decide what is to be done with the Bowerstone Old Quarter, site of the battle for Albion.
Lesz, hogy 1 millió gólt felújítsd.
Paige will offer her proposal. Riva shall stand against her.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, our victory came at a great cost to the city. You vowed to fight poverty, but our actions have made the problem worse. You must act now. I ask that the old quarter be rebuilt, and its former residents rehomed. You wouldn't just be helping those in great need. You'd be sending a message to your people. They're scared, Your Majesty. Let them know they can count on you.
Your Majesty, the old quarter was indeed devastated by your glorious triumph, but as its name subtly implies, it was old. The cost of rebuilding the area would be a colossal...
We destroyed the old quarter. It's only right we rebuild it.
The Queen has reached her decision. The old quarter shall be rebuilt, and its former residents will have their homes returned.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This will be a very popular move.
I suppose there may be something to be gained by rebuilding part of the city. It shows our sense of industry has not yet been dampened. Very well, Your Majesty. Despite the current climate of fear and great national need, Riva Industries has once again struck a blow for the honest man on the street. The sad sight of the decayed and war-torn old quarter is no more. We are proud to present the new old quarter.
Az új régi negyedet.
Új régi. Másik játékos szünetelteti a játék.
It breaks one's heart to see the treasury so empty. If we don't do something about it, we will all die. And I have some very definitive retirement plans. As a matter of fact, our very first order of business might have a bearing on our financial situation. The time is now to decide the annual town guard budget. As you can imagine, the people like to complain about crime and the lack of safety on our streets and are calling for more guards than your brother was ever willing to pay for. You have 3 choices, Your Majesty. Leave the budget as it is. After all, the people have grown accustomed to murder, theft and contraband. Increase the budget and fill the streets with soldiers keeping the peace. A rather costly solution. Or take a more considered approach by lowering the budget. For what is the point of a safe, well-policed kingdom when it is too poor to protect itself from certain annihilation?
I cannot tell you what joy it brings me to see you crowned queen at last. I served proudly under your mother when she sat on the throne, and I will continue to serve you to the best of my abilities. Just doing a bit of bookkeeping, eh? Fancy a bit of counting, do you?
Majd mindig nem ér a kulcsot.
Na, már nem változott a textúrája, úgymond.
Nem tudom, nekem változott, vagy nem tudom, nekem úgy tűnik, mint hogyha így növekedne folyamatosan, de biztos. most, na, majd visszautalom, ha úgy lesz. Megyek ugyanígy itt maradt az arany. Érdekes.
De megvan még az aranyad. Nem kell valamit jóvá hagyni.
Nem tudom, most azt írja, hogy a kincstárban van az arany. Mondjuk itt meg nincs semmi.
Nézd meg azt a könyvet.
Hát az a baj, nem tudom megnézni.
Az akkor nyom, vagy választok.
I'm afraid your property was irreparably damaged during the battle.
Most meg eltűnt innen egy csomó arany. És akkor az mennyi? 196.976. Hát akkor nem fogunk... Mi?
Welcome to the sanctuary. You might have a look in the sanctuary shop. I'm quite certain there is something new in there.
Is elvetted. Jó van.
That is a tricky one.
Ja, erre a ládához kell a kulcs.
This room is quite enormous. I wonder how much wealth.
Jó, hát mondjuk nincs 200 000 elvileg, úgyhogy csak szinten tartom.
Indeed, Your Majesty. Why make any changes in such an innocuous matter? So people don't feel safe. Is that such a terrible thing? Let us now turn our attention to the rest of today's business. Here is the royal schedule I have prepared.
Nincs a postély berendezésére. Na mit rendezzük?
El kell adni mindent a picsába, hogy legyen pénz. Ezt majd utána újra veszed őket.
As you can see, you have a busy day in the court, but a tremendously enjoyable one. Decoration is a passion of mine, and I simply cannot wait to see your choice. The interior designers await you in the throne room.
Adjál pénzt, adjál pénzt.
At your service.
At your service, my queen.
Greetings. All stand for the queen.
Oh, my. Hail and well met, your most gracious majesty.
Today you decide on the decor of the castle. Two of Albion's greatest interior designers have come to present their suggestions.
You may speak.
Your Majesty, I am Herman Worthy, and I have a design in mind that will blow your little royal socks off. Imagine a celestial scheme capable of lifting the shadows that haunt these halls. A fabulous balance of serene hues that announce to the world, I am a strong, virtuous leader.
I wish this to be an enlightened castle.
Oh, fabulous, Your Majesty, fabulous! Your castle will be a vision of purity.
And what's more, fashion and good taste must choke down their nausea.
Hát mondjuk nem csoda, hogy elvettem a pénzedet, mert amikor vettél arbolt, akkor meg az én pénzemből volt.
Nekem volt külön pénzem.
I trust you're well, madam.
Azt értem.
Today you decide on the future of Aurora, Your Majesty. Kaelin will speak for her people. Riva will dispute her cause.
You may speak.
I am here to seek the protection you promised. It is too long since my people felt safe, or knew of life without suffering. We were honored to join your fight to claim Albion. Now it is time we joined your kingdom. Do what your brother failed to do. Help us to...
I will keep my promise. Aurora will become part of Albion, and its people will be our equals in every way.
The Queen has spoken. Aurora shall be rebuilt as part of Albion, and equal to every other part of the kingdom.
Thank you, Majesty. You have proven to be a woman of honor. Aurora is proud to stand at your side.
Indulj kalandozni egy felfedező útra.
Ja, de egyébként azt néztem, hogy ez a fekete trutya, ez Aurórából indul, és oda küldözött a pénzt.
Miért küldenek pénzt?
Hát úgy mondd, hogy belefetszöl 700 000 zlotyit, hogy úgy is őket, hogy utána meg ledózerolják.
Hát ugye azt mondták, hogy csatlakozik Albionhoz a terület.
And the heavy soldier presence. Aurora, a light blooming in the darkness.
A most brave decision in court today, Your Majesty. Aurora might have proven to be a rather profitable resource, but I'm sure we can find other means of filling the treasury. As a matter of fact, we could already have stumbled upon such an opportunity. Aurora may not turn out to be a waste after all. It seems that a group of Albion explorers visiting Aurora have discovered a rare diamond in the desert. They heard the legend of this extraordinary gem from the locals, and understandably set out to find it without a moment's regard for their own lives. Which may go some way to explaining why only one of the explorers returned in one piece. He came back empty-handed, speaking of the hideous desert beings protecting the treasure. Think of the glory, Your Majesty, the adventure, the romance, the large sums of money we stand to make. The diamond is located in one of the caves beneath the Auroran wasteland, reportedly the site of an ancient, abandoned temple. You need only to take it.
De mit lenne nálam is egy ritka gyémánt? Aurórai barlangba.
Hello.
Várjál, nem tudom megnézni cuccaimat.
What about a little something new? Shake things up, as they say. Well, I think they say that.
Se tudja már ezt, hogy van.
Fancy a bit of
Itt
counting,
vannak a trófák, oké. Következő... Hát... Akkor nem tudom. Na menjünk akkor a barlangba.
No, már csak mínusz 503.
Congratulations! You've made a friend. In addition to being jolly good company, friends can give each other gifts and even discounts at shops that they own.
Nem tudom, hogy van ez, de...
I think your weapon might be bent. Oh no, wait! That's you!
At your service.
Pont ott a nőás?
Hello, Your Majesty.
A csávó. Azt mondja, hello, Your Majesty.
kutya kiképzés felderítés. Leszid.
Szaszkord. Majd lehet a pitesítés nyoma, meg a kovácsolás.
Gonoszként ki leszidnám a kutyát. Az a baj, hogy a pitesítés az nem ad annyi góledöt, mert hogy nem ad túl sokat.
I'd like to get to know someone like you, and then drown
Ez
them.
jobban ad a kovácsolás?
Hát az se annyi.
Semmi se ad.
Na. Hát ugye most így az ingatlanokból kapok meg a egy kovács, meg ilyesmitől. Én Szabótól, meg ilyesmi.
Be kell még fektetni az ingatlanba, még többet, és akkor úgy még több fog visszajönni. Most azt a gyémántot próbáljuk megkeresni?
Hát, elvileg
If it were up
igen.
to me, no one would ever get sick. They'd just die, starting with you. Pick your ass.
Század. 6 millió. 6 millió sokat tesz hozzá.
Sokra megy. Training combo. Nem tudom oda adni neki a könyvet? Mi a fasz?
Lehet, hogy már jobb a kombatja.
Lehet.
Általában akkor nem szokta engedni.
Pleasure? Ez ott valami? Mi az?
Piros aurórai világ. Oké.
Vannak 30-at lehet. Vagy mennyit?
Nekem azt írta, hogy 1/5.
1/5.
Aha.
Ott is van olyan világ. Kettő per 30.
Ez másfajta világ volt.
Zöld, de szerintem csak maga. Nézzét, ezek le lehet bukni.
Hát nekem a zöldre is azt írt, hogy 1/5.
Ja, akkor nekem azért számolja 30-at, mert nekem egybe az egészet. Különböző
Ezt
színeket.
gondolom. Hát meg kiásott volt ágyon.